Doc.
Hey, Big Dave, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going good. We're out here at the Watering Hole Cafe Mays Landing, where we set up 2 rugby fields today for our Atlantic City Rugby Invitational. It's a little bit raining right now, but it's supposed to come out, and we're ready for some hard-hitting action today.
Hey, that is great rugby weather, man. 50 degrees, cloudy, rainy.
Oh, yeah. You know what? And the rugby field's full of puddles, so it's going to be a wet, muddy day. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome. Great for photos. I'm gonna try to take a ride out there. What's the schedule looking like today? When are the Sharks playing?
We have a kickoff at 9 o'clock, our first game against the Hibernians from Philadelphia, and then at 11 o'clock, our second match is against North Penn.
Nice.
From the Philadelphia area. There's 8 teams competing today for this Invitational Championship, and then there's an old boys game where everybody has to be at least 35 years or older to play, and that's at 1 o'clock.
You also have some other stuff going on, correct? A beef and beer all afternoon, and then there's going to be a deck party in the evening. Tell us a little bit more about just this whole day and how it all came together.
Well, the Watering Hole's really cool because it's this bar out in the middle of nowhere on Weymouth Road, and it's got a huge deck bar in the back, and they have some athletic fields butt right up to it. So during the tournament, we're going to hold a beef and beer starting at 1 o'clock for 4 hours, $20, all you can eat and drink. So people could come and eat and bring some beers, go out to the sidelines, watch the rugby matches. We're having a lot of prizes we're giving away and raffling some things, and then at 6 o'clock after the tournament ends, when we hand out the trophies, there's a post-tournament party on the deck with a live band. So it's going to be a very festive day today.
That should get interesting. Bunch of rugby guys after a long day of rugby, knocking back a few.
Do you think there's going to be some singing and beer drinking going on?
Possibly a couple of bar tunes.
Yeah, I think so. If you've ever been to a rugby party, it's amazing. All the rugby teams have their own songs that they know, and they challenge other teams afterwards in a song competition where they sing and act out songs in front of everybody. It's very, very, very funny.
Now, Doc, I know we've spoken about this in the past, but for people who aren't overly familiar with rugby, I think one of the cool things is just the sportsmanship involved, and like you and I have talked about, you know, when the Sharks have home games in Galloway Township, you know, part of what you're kind of obligated to do and what you guys look forward to doing is inviting this other team out and sort of spending some time with them, you know, having a couple beers, whatever, some food after the game, and it's really almost like a social thing and a friendship thing, and that's kind of unique in a sport where you're trying to knock each other's heads in for 2 hours.
Well, I think that's the bottom line right there. Is you spend 80 minutes of nonstop physical action trying to win a game and really try to beat down the other team, and afterwards you actually form a bond with the other team because you sort of just been through war together in a facetious way. But and then afterwards, you forget everything. You know, if you forget all the tension and all the aggression that was on the field, and you sit down with each other, you have something to eat, you have a beer, you sing some songs, and that camaraderie that develops with rugby. I've been involved in many sports my entire life, and I've never seen anything like it with rugby. These players bond, and they just really have a good time together.
Now, what initially drew you to the sport of rugby? I know you're all about it. You love the Sharks and all these teams. Now you have a high school team. You're getting some youth tag rugby involved. You know, this is kind of, you know, taking over a part of your life. Did you ever expect that?
No, because to even play on what you just asked me, this is a funny story, but I went away to my first year in college, and a guy I met says, "Hey, why don't you come out for the rugby team?" And I never even heard of rugby. So he said, "Come to the game on Saturday." I went and watched the game, and I looked at it, and I said, "You guys are nuts. I'm not playing this sport." You know, and then what happened was he invited me to the post-match party. And I'm watching all these guys that just beat each other up. They're singing, they're having fun. And he talked me into coming to practice on Tuesday night. I went to practice on Tuesday. I learned a little bit out of the game, and I was hooked. And that was in 1983, and I've never stopped since.
Wow. We're talking with Doc J Zimmerman. He's a chiropractor, Health First Chiropractic in Smithville, and also, I guess, what's your title? President of the Jersey Shore Sharks, or?
Well, I got so many titles, it's not even funny. I'm the president of the board of directors of the Jersey Shore Sharks. I'm the head coach of the men's team, and I'm the director of youth rugby. So how's that for titles?
There you go. Talk a little bit, Doc, about this high school team you guys started up in the last couple of years, the Cape Storm. And what's the impression of the high school guys? You know, a lot of these guys come from different types of sports, football, basketball, wrestling. What's their impression of rugby? I'm sure they're shocked at how physical it is and how demanding a sport it is.
Well, you know what? It's funny. We get these high school kids come out, and it's a club sport. So any high school kid could compete from any school and we form one team. We have kids from Ocean City High School, Mainland, Oak Crest, Cedar Creek, Absegami, all over the area. There, even Pinelands High School. We got kids from all over playing. They're wrestlers, they're football players, they're track athletes, basketball players, and they come out, they learn this game, and I've never met one athlete yet who, once they play, say this sport is awesome, and they just keep playing, and they come out every year, and they bring their friends, and the high school club is growing and growing, and the Cape Atlantic Storm right now are in second place in this New Jersey state division. You know, New Jersey has a state rugby division, and Cape Atlantic Storm is second place, and they're going to be going into the playoffs, and it's just growing. It's just a growing sport, and we're very happy about the high school. And the best thing about it is we started this youth rugby program about 5 years ago, and we finally had kids who graduated from our TAG youth rugby program, and they played 3, 4, 5 seasons, and then now they're on the high school team. So we're getting some really experienced athletes now playing rugby. So you know what this means is that these kids that play youth rugby and then they go to the high school team, they're the ones that are going to get the college scholarships. Rugby now is the fastest growing sport in the United States. The D1 schools are all offering rugby scholarships. The D2 schools are going to be offering scholarships. Rowan University has one of the top D2 rugby schools in the nation. They compete in the final 6 to 8 teams the last 3 years in a row in the national championships. So it's a fast-growing sport, and the best way to get that college money is get on that high school team right now, and then go after the college team, and you'll be getting some tuition paid for you.
Good stuff. Doc, real quick before we let you go, any plans in the future on starting up some women's rugby? I know that's real big in the Philadelphia area. Some of those schools like Temple, they have some women's club teams. And have you seen any interest from the ladies in wanting to get involved in rugby?
Well, we did, and you'll understand this. I had about 25 women from the Powder Puff Football League express an interest in playing rugby. But the only time that we could actually coach and run it right now for a women's team is in the spring to start, and that's when they're playing football.
Oh, gotcha.
So until I could get some extra manpower to help start coaching, we'd love to start it, but it would have to start in the fall. I mean, they have their own Facebook page, Jersey Shore Sharks Women's Rugby, and there's like 20, 30 women on it, but we don't have a team. But
nice.
If we could get a coach for the fall, we would love to start one.
Good stuff. Doc, before we let you go, give us the details real quick on today's event in case anybody is just joining us, driving out on the road. So tell them what's going on.
The Atlantic City Rugby Invitational is at the Watering Hole Cafe on Weymouth Road in Mays Landing. Kickoff, first match is at 9. The matches run consecutively till 5 o'clock this evening. And then there's a post-match tournament at 6 o'clock p.m. There's a live band. We're going to have a DJ here during the day once the rain stops, blasting live rock music for the tournament, and there'll be vendors and other things going on. It's just a real fun day. We're just waiting for these sprinkles to stop.
Awesome. Good stuff, Doc. Appreciate you taking a few minutes, and enjoy the day out there.
All right, Dave. Thank you. Have a good day.
You got it. Thanks, man.
Bye-bye.
That was Doc J Zimmerman, the president of Jersey Shore Sharks Rugby Club.